Hello and welcome to the Kayden Gordon Show, today's best country mix. And joining me right here today is Rick Monroe. Rick, how are you?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you so much for being on the show today.
Yeah, thanks
So
for
why
having
don't
me.
so why don't we start by telling everyone a little bit about you and how you got started in music?
Well, let's see. I was born in Clearwater, Florida. I've lived in England, Connecticut, Kansas, North Carolina, Los Angeles, and now in Tennessee. So I think traveling just kind of is a part of who I am. Started off as a drummer, realized I enjoyed writing music more than carrying around a bunch of drums, and ended up singing. And after all this time, now I'm here in Tennessee.
There you go, and it sounds like you've lived in a lot of different places.
Yes, it's probably where the song "Gypsy Soul" comes from.
There you go. So, is there something in particular that you love about music, Rick?
I mean, well, everything. It's a way to connect with people, no matter what language they speak, where they're from, and what they do. I mean, music is the one thing that is a complete has the ability to bridge every kind of gap in humanity. It's an emotional thing. It's something that can reach out to people from all over the world. I mean, and there's very few things that can do that. Because whether people understand what you're saying or whatever, a lot of times just the feeling and the emotion of the music will still translate.
If you had the opportunity to duet or collaborate with any singer in the world, who would you choose and why?
God, any singer, that's such a weird thing. Well, I got a couple different choices. I'd love to do one with
Okay.
Lizzie Hale because she's such a badass, and that would be fun. I think Elvis Costello is one of my favorite, just all around artists. Um, just I don't know. It's really hard to say because there's so many different people. Like Garth Brooks would be fun to do one. So I don't know.
Definitely a hard choice, though. Yeah, I mean, you listed like three there, but that's okay. So why don't you tell us a little bit about any upcoming releases or projects you got, Rick?
Well, we just this summer we were out on tour with Ted Nugent for a couple months, supporting him, and now right now coming up, we've got a couple big festivals. We're heading to Switzerland in a couple weeks, and then we're gonna probably finish out most of the year just kind of doing the weekend
Hmm.
shows because we've been really busy so far this year. We have a new album that's in the can. We just haven't decided. We started kind of releasing singles, and we're trying to kind of figure out a way to go about it because we realized that the album is pretty much half a rock album, half a country album. And so we're trying to think that we might do like a two-sided, a vinyl, and put one like the 5 songs on one side, 5 songs on the other. I don't know. We're just kind of thinking of like the different things we want to do. Because like I said, we're a band that's opened up for the Oak Ridge Boys and Queensryche, and so we kind of can get away with both. So I don't know. We're just kind of figuring that out. So when that comes out, you'll know. We've been doing a bunch of projects. We just did a song with Be Still from Nappy Roots called Common Ground that came out a couple weeks ago. The last song we put out was called World's Gone Crazy, which the world has gone crazy. Other than that, we're just writing more music and doing a lot of playing.
Awesome, awesome. So, where do you want to be in the next 5 to 10 years? Where do you see yourself in your music?
I just doing what we're doing, growing, reaching more people. We have a lot of opportunities, and we've been growing at a really steady rate. I'd rather grow steady than grow quick. I mean, I'd rather have a little bit more of an incline than just a straight up and down, which I've seen a lot of that. I real honestly, man, we had a phone company in China steal our song, a Vivo phone,
Oh,
and they put it on like 65 million phones. So I'd really love to find a way to get over to Asia and at least maximize the fact that we're on so many phones. It kind of like turned us into the U2 of Asia. They just forced it on everybody.
wow. Okay, that's crazy.
Yeah. So I mean, like being able to maximize that, get over there. Those are markets I'd love to. I mean, I'd love to look. I like touring the world. I mean, I've gotten to
Mhm.
go all over the place, and I think that's more so than just focusing on our country. I love to play other
Mhm.
places.
Totally, totally. So I also did some research on you, and I noticed that you had some sort of affiliation, I think, with Monster Energy. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
I don't know anything about Monster Energy. Um, that's one of our main sponsors. So
Got it. Okay.
so they've been really good. We've been with them about 5 or 6 years, and they just have been a really good company to work with. And it's just nowadays it's a different kind of industry. It's
Hmm.
not about labels as much as it is. I was
Right.
sponsored by Jägermeister for 8 years, and we got great sponsors. We're almost like a NASCAR team. We have Roper for boots and clothing. We've got Monster Energy. We have our string companies GHS. We just we have all kinds of stuff. So.
That's fantastic. That's awesome to have such a big sponsor like that helping you out.
Yeah, I mean, and the cool thing about them is they're in so many different
Right.
there's so many different places. I mean, they're not just music, but they're music and UFC and motocross and X Games and NASCAR, and so it's a really cool organization to be involved with.
Totally, totally. What do you like doing outside of music? Do you have any hobbies?
I don't have time for hobbies. I mean, my biggest hobby is probably just relaxing, because I mean, like for the last, I just realized in the last like 3 months, I've probably been home maybe a couple days. And so, yeah, when I'm home, I like to do nothing.
Hmm.
I mean, obviously, I like hunting, I like shooting and doing things like that if I get a chance to do that, but it never seems to work for the seasons. Fishing is cool. That's always a nice way to get away. I mean, I lived in California, used to surf a little bit, but just don't have time for a lot of that stuff.
Music definitely takes a good chunk out of your life.
Yeah, because it's a 24/7 thing.
Hmm.
We're an
Hmm.
independent band, which means that we're pretty much completely it's like we're self-contained, which also makes us completely reliant on doing the work ourselves. So
Hmm.
you can't really just kind of like sit around and wait for someone to call you and tell you, "Hey, you're doing this." We have to kind of create everything and every opportunity that we have in front of us.
Absolutely. So, kind of walk me through a day to day of Rick Monroe.
Well, depending on what we're doing, like on basic days, is obviously it's just fielding emails and trying to figure out what we want to do, filling up our schedule, reaching out to people, following up with reaching out to people. I try to do my scales and practice every day. Try to brush up on some of the material. Like when we did the Ted Nugent tour, we knew how long our set was, and we created a set. So I basically practiced that every day to make sure that I had that. When we get ready to go out, usually a couple of the band members come over early. We go through our gear, we do a gear check, and then we load it up and hit the road. When we're on the road, it's usually you load in, you check everything, you try to chill out, and then just do your show when it's showtime.
Totally, totally. Do you have a message to those who might be listening or watching this, Rick?
Just well, hello for one. Two, I mean, check out our stuff. I mean, we have got some really funny and interesting social media stuff. We've been doing a lot of different content, especially for World's Gone Crazy. We kind of did our own little news program for a while.
Oh my goodness.
It's pretty hilarious, and it's all true news. It's like
Hmm.
this, man from Florida stuff, which is if you've ever read any of those, it's hilarious. And we're always doing stuff, stupid stuff like boots and shorts, and it's entertaining. So definitely check out our social media, check out the music, come check us out live. If you see us anywhere, come say hi to us. It's a really good group of people, and everybody is just there to get to meet people and just to kind of like spread the joy of music.
So, where can people find you on social media, Rick?
Rick Monroe's like rickmonroe.com is the easiest one. That's kind of got all of our different pages. I mean, obviously we're on Spotify, Tidal, Amazon. I mean, all the music's on every single platform. It's under Rick Monroe and Rick Monroe and the Hitmen. Because really, the band aspect just started about a year ago.
Hmm.
So that's kind of a new entity. That's a rebranding situation. And like I said, with this year has been amazing. We're basically just being a band this year. And so you might, if you're looking for one, you might have to look for both. But some really cool stuff.
If you had the opportunity to open a show for any artist, who would you choose and why?
Living or do they have to be alive or does it matter?
Either one.
Either one. Well, one of my biggest heroes is Jim Croce just because of his songwriting, and then I guess George Strait would be the next one.
What would you be doing right now if it wasn't for music? Like, if music wasn't a thing for you, or if it wasn't around, what do you think you'd be doing?
I don't know. I'd probably be in jail or something. I don't know. Um,
One of the best answers. No, I'm just kidding.
um, I don't know, man. Probably marketing would probably be
Hmm.
something I do because I tend to kind of connect dots for things like that. So I guess that would maybe be the job I'd be doing. But yeah, I mean, dude, I've been, I started playing drums when I was like 8 or 9, and I've done. I mean, I've had a couple part-time jobs. I did, I'd build sets when I lived in LA for movies and stuff. But other than that, man, I really haven't done anything but this for my entire adult life. So I don't know what else I would do.
Awesome, awesome. Rick, is there anything that I forgot to mention that you would like to mention today?
Just to check out the music, and like I said, just look at our schedule, and if we're coming anywhere near you, come check us out, come see us. Make sure that we need people. Honestly, man, it's word of mouth. I know that social media is a big thing, but there's still nothing better than friends turning friends on to stuff. So we need people to subscribe. And especially independent music. The only way for it to thrive is for the fans to do it. Like
Right.
they're the ones that are going to get out there and promote the artists, and that's what we really need. So, everybody get out there and, if it's not us, find an artist you love, but make sure you support them and share it.
Absolutely, Rick, that is super important. Whether that be, mainly an independent artist, try to support them any way you can.
Yeah.
Subscribe, share,
Right.
whatever it may be. It really goes a long way for
Yeah.
us, especially us DJs and everybody that's a part of this
Right.
community.
And it doesn't cost people to do that. It doesn't cost people
Nope.
to share a post or to like
Zero.
something like that. I mean, obviously coming to the shows and supporting us
Right.
that way is great too. But just get out there. Let them know that you're digging what they're doing. Because if you want people to keep creating the art, you gotta support them.
Definitely, because it isn't free.
No, it's not free for us. So
Not for us, so.
yeah.
Anyway, Rick Monroe, thank you so much for taking the time to come on the Kayden Gordon Show, today's best country mix. We appreciate your time so much.
Thank you very much. You have a good one.
You too.